Hey everybody, welcome back. Great to be here with you this weekend as always on our Cabral HouseCalls. Just open up the document. We are all set to go to answer some of our community's questions. These now have been coming in. Let's just see. We're at 3-1 and we're answering these on 4/19. So that's just about 7 weeks. That's not too bad at all. So just keep in mind, if you've written in at Ask Cabral, we are getting to all of these questions like we always do every Saturday and Sunday. So if you wrote in before March 1st, your question has already been answered on our Cabral HouseCalls because we don't edit any questions. We answer every single question that comes in. Of course, if it's a duplicate, my team will remove it before it gets to me. Besides that, any typos, any, misspelled words, everything just comes in unedited. And that's how I prefer it because I want to see what you're writing and how I can help. All right. So we're going to answer all things wellness, weight loss, weight gain, anti-aging, hormones, longevity, you name it. We're going to tackle it. First question today is from Melissa. If you want to follow along with the question, you can head on over to stephencabral.com/3361. That's today's episode. All right, let's dive in. Melissa says, I'm 43. 160 pounds, 5'6", good amount of muscle. I eat completely clean, as in grass-fed organic turkey, organic chicken, occasionally broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, asparagus, and arugula, pickles, and sauerkraut, and kimchi, and I only drink water. I do eat a good amount of protein, 140-ish grams a day. I just got blood work and my A1C was 5.6. All of the markers were great. Just that one was high for me, not doctor. Why when I don't eat sugar of any sorts? Just recently, as in the last few weeks, started introducing some fruit back in, such as apples and blueberries and strawberries, but still so confused. Can you explain? Okay, yes. So here's the good news. The hemoglobin A1C, everybody should have that run. You can get it run on your stress, mood, and metabolism test as well through us, and it can be done right at home, but great to do on your blood work. All right, so hemoglobin A1C is a measure of about the last 90 days. And so anything you started eating just in the last couple of weeks is not as big of a detriment. Keep in mind, there are so many studies showing that blueberries with the meal actually lowers the blood sugar levels. So it's not going to be the berries, it's not going to be those types of things. Now, if you're eating a bucket of apples a day, probably a different story. So I have many podcasts talking about how carbohydrates do not cause diabetes. They just don't. Your inflammatory foods and hydrogenated oils, and of course, processed foods. Eating Skittles is a different story than having an apple, right? So I'm not talking about processed foods. But here's the thing. As people get older, there are multiple reasons why their blood sugar goes up, and it's not just the foods we eat. So I just created this podcast, and I think that this will be very helpful for you, Melissa. Was it even this week? Let's see. Yes, it was literally 2 days ago. 9 reasons why your blood sugar levels are rising with age. It explains everything, Melissa. All the reasons why, and also how you can go about fixing it. That was episode 3359. So just head on over to stephencabral.com/3359. It will literally go through all of the different reasons because it sounds like you're doing amazingly well, right? So can't just be diet. There's got to be another reason. And I share all of those reasons with you. Okay. Kelly's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I just completed a 7-day detox. Love it. Today, I started the heavy metals detox. Really excited about detoxing my body from toxic metals. I'm assuming you're doing the Equilife ones. Great. I have high aluminum and mercury and mineral ratios are off. Anyway, thank you for your protocols. I'm in menopause and suffering from a couple of symptoms: no libido, no sleep, irritable, brain fog, dryness. I'm not the person I used to be in terms of happiness. I used to be happy for no reason, but since menopause, I'm changed. I'm 51. Do you offer help for those symptoms? I want to be a lovely wife as I used to be. At this point, I'm even considering taking bioidentical hormones. Thank you in advance. Okay, so I don't want to give away too much, but we are actually going to be very much focusing on helping women in perimenopause and menopause and men moving into what is called andropause. So these are going to be a huge focus for us. Lots of content. The protocols are already there, but they're not well known. And so we want to be able to help with more of this. Now, a lot of this, Kelly, is already in stephencabral.com/courses, and you click on the female hormones. It literally walks you through it, but you need support, right? You need a personalized plan. So we want to be able to do all that for people. So yes, that is absolutely coming this fall. So stay tuned. ask me questions about it, however you want. But if you're interested, let me know. These are going to be small groups where we're helping individuals so that we have one-on-one, but we keep the cost down and we really, can have a community atmosphere to it. I'm really excited about it because I'm going to be overseeing this personally. So, okay. So we can help with all these things. Like, that's the nice thing. We literally have worked with now well over 300,000 people one-on-one, run hundreds of thousands of labs, and we essentially specialize in hormones and the gut. So this is literally, what we'd be happy to help you with. And so let's get you started right away though. Let's not wait till this fall. So here's what we can do. First things first, you always want to run the big 5 if you can. That's the bottom line. If you can't run the big 5, okay, well, what one out of the big 5 would be most important for you? The stress, mood, and metabolism test, because it's going to go through estrogen and progesterone, testosterone, DHEA, cortisol 4 times throughout the day, so we can see that during our rhythm, your thyroid levels, because thyroid levels can be dropping as well, vitamin D, hemoglobin A1C, and insulin. All right, so we want to run that for you, give you a personalized plan, and get you back the life that you're looking for. Because I understand exactly where you're coming from. Remember, 70% of the people in our practice are women, and they're between the ages of basically 35 and 65. So I get it, and we want to help. I understand where you're coming from. And it's challenging. It really is. It's obviously hard to be trying to balance the estrogen and progesterone levels that are declining with age, but we can do that naturally. So I'm happy to help with that. You've got the courses, you've got the lab, which gives you the one-on-one coaching. If you don't want to work with my team, no hard feelings. I'm okay with that. You can work with an Integrative Health Practitioner level 2 at integrativehealthpractitioner.org. All right. So let us know how we can help, Kelly. We do want to help, but that's the best way, a personalized plan built just for you. And then if you want the content, you can go to Hormones Podcast, which is free. If you want the course is basically everything condensed into 4 hours, and it walks you through everything step by step. So however we can help, you let us know. All right, Drew's up next. For almost 2 years, I've had pain behind my right eye. It started as a flare-up after cutting grass one day. Most of the pain comes in the morning right out of bed. It's a dull ache, and sometimes my eye is crusty. I have seen 2 different eye doctors, my PCP, an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and a neuro-ophthalmologist, all of which can find nothing wrong. I've had a CT scan as well as an MRI, which revealed nothing, hoping you could shed some light on the next steps that I need to do or where to look. Thank you so much for all that you do. Yeah, this is a great question. And so I'm glad that you added some of the nuances, because I would have actually recommended to you, go see an ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor. Go see an ophthalmologist. Rule out any, swelling, macular, etc. Like, you want to rule all those out. Okay, now we know that there's nothing there. There's no tumor. There's nothing else. Well, that's a great thing, because now what we're looking at is an inflammatory condition that we can help with, right? So if possible, we're going to run the big 5 labs. That's what we're going to do. So StephenCabral.com/big and the number 5. That'll take you right over to Equalife with the big 5 labs. That's what I would do. It'll show your inflammatory levels with omega-6 and omega-3s, your food sensitivities, which could absolutely be a cause of this. It's going to look at your hormone levels, cortisol levels. It's going to look at your heavy metals and mineral levels and your gut function and vitamin levels. So that's without a doubt what I recommend. Okay, now let's say you can't do that. All right, well, it could be. So a lot of people, liver's on the right side. The eye that's bothering you is on the right side. Not always a direct connection, but sometimes it can be liver inflammatory, congestive-based issues. This is not something that I wish I could give you a direct tie to. I want to see the research on this, but anecdotally, at least, a lot of people with this pressure behind their right eye or tension on the right side of their face, or even pain in the upper right shoulder blade can sometimes be from referred liver inflammatory-based pain. So what do I recommend? The 21-day functional medicine detox. I just to say that I can't provide any medical advice, medical treatments, medical cures, medical diagnosis. I have to give you that disclaimer, but I would definitely do the 21-day detox. We've had 100,000 plus people, go through that, and it literally is the kickstart to a really great plan. So in an ideal world, you run the big 5. If you can only do 2, you'll do the starter kit. That's the vitamin tox test at StephenCabral.com/shop. And then after you run the labs, you'll do the 21-day detox while waiting for your personalized plan. That would be the best case scenario. If not, you'll do the 21-day detox, and then you'll work towards whatever plan you feel and protocol is best for you. All right. AA is up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I'm hoping that you could have some insight. In October, I got extremely sick, maybe COVID, with horrible respiratory issues, high fever. Every month since, my period has been 3 weeks late, and as 1 month As of 1 month, I cannot eat without pain. The worst symptom is no sleep because of abdominal cramping and severe body chills, tingling. The tingling happens all day but is more apparent after ingesting food. I have taken stool and blood tests which seem normal except for low B12. I went in for a colonoscopy which resulted in the doc saying I had some inflammation at the bottom of my colon and it could be ulcerative colitis, but didn't say with certainty. I'm at a loss. It's been 3 weeks without caffeine, sugar, wheat, dairy, and the symptoms persist. Okay, so 2 routes. The first thing that we could do is we could just go right into the CBO protocol, which is the Candida and Bacterial Balancing Protocol. All right, the optimizing protocol. That's at StephenCabral.com/CBO, those 3 letters. And I would add the 3 weeks of the citrocidal drops to that. If you have questions on this, please just ask. It's free at CabralSupportGroup.com. We'll work you through it. We'll help you with it. All right. And again, use that with 100,000 plus people, 5,000 plus practitioners use that in their practice. That is absolutely the best that we know of in the entire world for rebalancing the gut microbiome. And I say that because if there was a better way to do it, we would give that to you. We'd be doing it. So this is based on not only all the best and latest science, but having 100,000 plus people go through it and knowing what works and what's going to help people the most. Okay, so we do that, the CBO protocol, the citrocidal drops, and we're using the daily foundational protocol along with it because we want our omega-3s, the daily nutritional support for the shake in the morning. If possible for you as well, we would do the 21-day detox first, without a doubt, and because it's great digestive rest. Then we go 21-day detox, CBO protocol with citrocidal drops, and then we use the CBO finisher to heal and seal the gut. That's what we'd be doing while supporting the immune system using vitamin C, vitamin D3, and zinc. So that's everything we do. And I've got that on a lot of podcasts. So this helps with post-viral inflammatory syndrome, long COVID. Then we do the gut work, which is going to help with the digestive imbalance. And ideally, you're working with a coach the whole time to do a monthly call and a weekly email check-in. And the reason is that sometimes you need small tweaks to the program. It's not that it doesn't work. It's just you need to adjust it a small amount for you, right? So that's why it's great to work with an integrative health practitioner or someone on the EcoLife team. All right. Kay is up next. Kay says, hello, Dr. Cabral. I really appreciate your very informative podcast. I'm taking Pregnenolone. And by the way, Kay, thank you. And thank you to everybody for the kind words. I really appreciate that. It's very nice to read a nice sentence at the beginning of the paragraph. But, again, thank you so much for everybody being a part of this community. So Kay goes on to say, I'm taking Pregnenolone capsules at night, recommended by my physician to help make some of the hormones that decline with age and also to enhance cognitive function. I have 2 questions. Should I discontinue this prior to my EcoLife stress metabolism test? And if so, by how many days? Is taking this supplement going to make my body lazy and produce less of my natural Pregnenolone? I've noticed that this helps me sleep better at night. I take this and at a very low dose of naltrexone compounded by a compounding pharmacy. I am hoping that the stress metabolism test will give me clues to rebalancing my hormones naturally, so I do not always need to rely on exogenous and expensive compounds. Thanks. Okay, yeah, happy to help with this. So it's funny, and again, I'm sure the practitioner you're working with is phenomenal, but always in the beginning of functional medicine, we're taught to give clients Pregnenolone as their levels drop. I actually have not seen this work incredibly well in practice. I used it myself many, many years ago, but I've never seen it work all that well in practice. It doesn't always convert all that great from nutritional supplemental Pregnenolone into either dihydrotestosterone or progesterone and then 17-hydroxyprogesterone. And from there, either move to cortisol or aldosterone, or from DHEA down to testosterone down to estrogen. So what I've seen work much better is DHEA, like not a little bit better, but 10x better, but we don't need to go there yet. So what I would actually say is most people, when they take their stress metabolism test, I just say, stay on whatever you're on, regardless of the directions. And here's why. We want to see you at baseline of who you are when you're taking the test, if you've been using this product for months and continue to, you plan to. But in your case, since it's Pregnenolone, that's not something that we really use or it's fine. It's not that it's not fine, it's fine. But I would actually not use it for a week, then take the stress metabolism test. I don't know if it's said that you are in menopause or perimenopause, but if you still have your cycle or at least symptoms of a cycle, as in lower mood, maybe some bloating, irritability, water retention, acne, etc., you'd run your lab during that time. For women who have a cycle, it would be days 19, 20, or 21. about 7 days or so before menstruation. So that's how you run the stress mood and metabolism test. And then, yes, of course, we would share with you, one of the reasons why your estrogen and progesterone are low are because your DHEA is low and your cortisol is high at night and cortisol is low in the morning. Plus you've got, maybe functional hypothyroidism, lower thyroid. So we'd be able to help with all those things, of course, vitamin D, et cetera, that's tested on it. So that's the best way to do it. You'll get the absolute best results and the best plan doing it that way. Kay, thank you so much for writing in. Appreciate everyone in the community. Thank you so much. Of course, share the show if you feel that it would help anybody else. That's what it's all about. Just paying this information forward to as many people that will listen as possible. That's really it. I was very grateful to find my answers as a 27-year-old, and I've been trying to now share that for the last 20 years with as many people who would listen in the field now or been studying this now for 30 years. So it's funny. Time goes by quickly. I haven't lost my love at all for this at all. And hopefully maybe sometimes that it shines through on the show. All right. Take care, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow answering more of our community's questions. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.